If you're an atheist and have been open about your views on religion for any significant period of time, you have almost certainly had your personality dissected by theists. Sometimes I'll get into an argument over the finer points of prophetic language in the Bible or Pascal's wager, and my opponent will come up with an argument for belief in God related to the supposed personality side effects of being a non-believer. This especially happens with younger people who may not have met many atheists yet, or adults who live in very religious areas of the world, but it can come from anywhere. I think it's time to dispel some of these myths and give you and the Crocoduck Army some ammo to combat this bizarre version of psychological warfare. Maybe we can even have a little fun in the process. The accusation of arrogance is one of my personal favorites. When it's coming from creationists, it's especially funny. I get Christians in their early 20s or even in their teens that have no higher education in science whatsoever, telling me that they think that modern biology research is all wrong. Then they give me an argument that has been debunked a million times already about the depth of moon dust or whatever objection to evolution that they picked out of the Answers in Genesis grab bag that day. They think they know better than the collective knowledge of nearly every career scientist in modern history because they read something by a religious organization on the internet that disagrees with it. If I had no training in a scientific discipline, I couldn't possibly be arrogant enough to be that sure of my position, especially given the weight of expertise that disagree with me. Yet I've had 16-year-old creationists tell me that all the experts are wrong and then call me arrogant. I sometimes get accused of being rude or offensive. In fact, one of my Christian commenters, tentomdrummer, who I will call Tom, made a couple video responses recently telling me politely that I'm very offensive. Now, Tom, I will certainly sometimes criticize people, but I try to contain the bulk of my criticism to their ideas. For instance, you said you don't accept evolution, aka modern biology. We might argue, and I would tell you that your position is idiotic because creationism is made up of a combination of claims that can't be proven and claims that have already been debunked. It's also a position held only by people who think their religion requires it, which is a major hallmark of really silly ideas. That does not mean I think you personally are an idiot, because I don't. You seem like a nice person of at least average intelligence, and you've not been rude to me at all. I just think you're choosing poor criteria for believing scientific claims. I'd still gladly chat with you about it over a beer, unless of course you're a Mormon and don't drink. But then we can still chat while you baptize my dead relatives. Another often cited personality flaw, and another that Tom mentioned in one of his responses, is the idea that atheists must be sad because we know there's no magic land of happiness and light after we die. Personally, I never thought anything would happen to me after I die, so it never made me sad. For that matter, I'm one of the happiest people I know, and I'm very thankful for who and what is in my life right now. However, if you were to suddenly realize tomorrow that the predominant creation myth in our culture is just as false as the thousands of other creation myths humans have come up with over the centuries that you don't believe in, Tom, then yes, you might be a little sad, but not for long. Numerous ex-theists have told me that they came to appreciate the one life that they have just as much as before, and in fact usually much more. Defining our own purpose in life, and being defined by how you act to your fellow humans and not your love for an invisible creator, are things that ex-theists have told me that they're thankful for. Not to mention no longer fearing punishment from their all-loving deity. I saved the most common trait that atheists are accused of for last, and that trait is anger. I've met a lot of atheists, even ones that often seem or are in fact actually angry in some of their videos. The videos that theists see of atheists are often videos where religion is being criticized. You're seeing them talk about something that was a negative influence in their lives. They don't go around yelling at people all day any more than you go around preaching all day. I'm often more dispassionate or playful about the subject because I was never abused by people who thought they had God's approval. I didn't spend decades of my life not learning how the natural world actually functions because I thought I knew it all. Religious people didn't condemn me because I happened to be attracted to the approved sex. I know numerous atheists who fought through all of those things, though, and they're generally wonderful people who have a right to be upset, frankly. I hope that one day you'll find a reason to rise up against the man-made tyrant in your head that you call God, Tom. Then you'll come to better understand why I make videos.